So now let's take a look at using a list of dictionaries. So instead of using a 2D list to store this data, let's think about using a list of dictionaries. So I don't want to do a 2D list. We know how to do 2D lists, but what if we use a list of dictionaries? Let's see what that would look like. And to do that, I have some pre-written code. And let's see, list of dictionaries. Mostly this pre-written code has our data. So this is the same data. However, we have a list as evidenced by the brackets. There are 3 dictionaries. There's a dictionary right there for San Diego. There's a dictionary right there for Anaheim. And there's a dictionary right there for Las Vegas. And notice that we have in the dictionary, we have city, San Diego, Monday, 78, Tuesday, 75, et cetera, and they all have the same kind of file. So this is the same exact data. So we're going to be storing, this is the first element in here. The first thing we do in here is we're storing, let me actually draw this because it's all better with pictures. So what is this? This is going to be a list of dictionaries. And then what we have in here is we have some dictionary, and I'm just going to give it a different name. We'll call it D for dictionary. And that dictionary is equal to some list of something, right? And this entire first row inside of here is itself a dictionary. And then the second row is a dictionary. And then the third row we have is a dictionary, and there's no column on ours, but we could have a column and just keep going, right? We can put as much as we want in here. And then finally, we cap the last row so that we have the end of our list. So we basically have a list of dictionaries. We have a number of things, and it can be useful to store this. Let's look at why it's useful. Let's go back to our code here. So it's useful. We know that San Diego is at index 0, Anaheim is at 1, and then Vegas is at 2. And if we run this, we print out all our data. And then we know what's the weather for San Diego. There's 0. So city, San Diego, and then we have a dictionary for San Diego. And if we want to know what's the weather for Las Vegas, we do weather bracket 2 to give us a dictionary for Vegas. So nothing really new there. And if we try to go weather 3, obviously that doesn't work because we only have 3 things and we started 0. So that was intentional. Let's go back to weather 0. So we know that weather 0 returns a dictionary. We know that city is a key in the dictionary. And so this should return the value for that key, which is San Diego. That's a little bit easier to access than having to know, oh, what's the index of, oh, index 2 is Wednesday. Well, what's the index of this thing? So we can do the same thing for Vegas. Let's go and get the city name for the last row, Las Vegas. What about, what's the weather on Thursday for San Diego? 75 degrees. So it actually looked up the weather for Thursday and it found 75 degrees. And then we can do it again for Las Vegas and see that Las Vegas is 100 degrees. It returned this value here, 100. So this is just another way of storing 2-dimensional data, i.e. a table, in Python, but this time we used a list of dictionaries versus like a 2D list.